Good Saturday morning, and welcome to another exciting edition of Outdoors with Larry Ray on 790 The Bet. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited. Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we close out the month of May 2025. It's hard to believe. Yes, I am another year older, recent birthday, but I can't compare to one of our guests on today's show. He is my mentor, my idol. Well, that's not, I don't have idols, but he is a person that I look up to. Well, I really look down to him because he's a little shorter than I am, I think. But we're going to have two guys in the studio that mean a lot to this show and mean a lot to me as friendship over the years. I'm not going to tell how old one of them is, but we will stress the age of the other one, even with a new hat. But I'll let you know that. But first, let me introduce our co-host. And I know he's everywhere now. I watched him last night on Tennessee Outside, or whatever, a really great show with Bubba Spencer and Anthony Landreth. And there was Bill Cooksey.
That's right.
And you're doing a great job, Bill. I appreciate you doing that. I mean, because those are two great guys, and I love their show. I was on it one time, and I haven't been invited back. So I got to ask Anthony about that. You know.
Yeah. You know me. I like engaging with folks about hunting and fishing. Period.
Yeah, you like engaging. Yeah, and y'all were engaging last night. It's every Wednesday night, 7:00, and we'll talk about that later. But Bill is. Been nice enough to be our co-host this week. We thought we'd had Andy Tweed in studio on his last week with the TWRA, but he had so many things going on. I think they took his phone away from him too. But anyway, so we'll get Andy hooked back up as soon as we can. And my man Guy Trebo, he is the webmaster for LarryRay.com. Thursday was his birthday, and he took off Thursday to go to Atlanta to celebrate his birthday with some of his kids, and I can't blame him for that. Happy birthday, late Guy Trebo. And we'll talk to Guy. The next time we talk to Guy, he may be in Vermont, and that's a story in itself. But it's so good to have Johnny McFarland.
Hey, good morning, Larry.
In from Wyheck, the Mid-South Quail Forever chapter. And we got Wyheck coming up on June the 14th, and that is Youth Hunter Education Challenge,
that's it.
I did it.
You did it.
And Johnny came in, wheeled in here, and it's always a pleasure to have Johnny because I know it's not easy, but Johnny is a trooper. And we've got the number one trooper here, Bill Cooksey. I wish you were here. He's got a brand new hat. It says Team Graybeard USA, and you know who that is. It's Dale Sanders.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Dale.
Good morning, and Appalachian Trail it is.
It's coming up. Dale is in the mood right now. You need to get the Jimmy Dorsey or somebody playing that. I don't know, Glenn Miller or whatever. They're in the mood because that's what he is as he prepares for September and the Appalachian Trail to become, because on June the 14th, what happens on June 14th for you?
June 14th, that's my birthday. We're going to have a birthday party at my house, but I'll be 90.
He'll be 90 years old on June the 14th, the same day the president celebrates his birthday, but not 90. We know that for a fact.
Not quite.
And the day before Father's Day too.
Yep.
It all focuses in there.
And we're going to have flags flying at work. That's Flag Day too.
It is Flag Day too. And I tell you what, you got to book Dale way in advance. I gave him about 5 dates, and he said, I think that one will work out for me. And I'm glad because I don't know how many times. Dale may have the record for most times on this show as we roll into our 25th year. Now, he's in the record-breaking business. And I don't mean the records that you listen to with songs on them. He's in the record-breaking business. I mean, he breaks records. And this,
I pitch him up there and shoot him sometimes too.
Yeah, at one time now you did hold the record for the being able to hold your breath the longest, 6 minutes and something.
That was a long time
ago. That was a lifetime ago, Dale.
Yeah,
I mean, back in the military days.
Can you believe that was about 70 years ago?
Is that and you were in the Navy, right?
Yes, sir.
You was in the Navy. See, yes, sir. He doesn't know that I'm only 82.
37 years with the Navy.
37 years. In Navy years, that's about 140.
But not all that was active duty. I was a civilian with them, too. So.
Yeah, I can't imagine you being a civilian at any place. But it's good to have him. He's got on his shirt here. He's got boundaries don't protect rivers, people do. I like that. Those kind of statements, and his hat is really
about
cool.
The Mississippi River.
And we're going to talk about Dale's next adventure. In fact, we're going to put together, Bill, if it's okay with you, 2 segments with Dale. And I may leave and come back, and he'll still be talking, But we're going to get Dale for a couple of segments to talk about the challenges he faces now, the fundraising efforts, the documentary that he's going to try to produce out there. That the last one won all sorts of awards. What was the name of that last one?
The movie about the Mississippi River paddle was called Graybeard, the Man, the Myth, the Mississippi.
There it is.
It's still available on Amazon Prime now.
But you're looking for another one now to make this.
We're going to make another one to take its place. Yeah.
So we're going to talk to Dale. So hang on there, Dale, and everything, and then we're going to talk. Linda Powell is going to join us. For those of us in the shotgun world, Bill, you know Linda.
Yes, sir. I sure do.
What a career she has, and still waiting for a new kidney. And we still pray for Linda to get that kidney. But, of course, she is the Director of Media Relations for our good friends at Mossberg, which was kind enough to help this old man out this year. I've been lugging around too heavy a shotgun. And so the good people at Mossberg shipped me a new 6.5-pound 20-gauge semi-automatic shotgun. And I appreciate that. So we're going to talk to Linda. And then Bill's got somebody at the end because this is a busy time also, right, Bill? What do we got at the end of the show today?
Well, at the end of the show, this time of year is the culmination of a full season of my favorite Tennessee Wildlife Federation program, I think, just from personal experience, and that's the Scholastic Clay Target program.
Yes.
So we're going to have the program director of TNSCTP, and he's going to tell us about the regional championships going on right now. The locals, they're out at MSSA, and state championship coming up, and they've had a great season. I mean, all kinds of new events, tons of kids. It keeps getting better, believe it or not.
And Bill has a personal experience because I know he coached, was heavily involved in it when Bill the 12th was competing or whatever. I mean, you're the 12th, aren't you? No, you're the 4th. You're the 3rd.
I'm just the 4th.
You're just the 4th. Okay, so Bill is the 5th, right? But
that's correct.
But
Bill V.
Bill V. Yeah, that's right. But Bill Cooksey, of course, is now on staff at the Tennessee Wildlife Federation, and that title is, Bill, we still haven't got it on a shirt yet, but tell me what it is.
Let's see, Partnership Program Leader.
That'll go under the arm. I mean, if you get that on your shirt, but that's...
They purposely shortened up the original title.
It was longer.
To keep the same meaning.
Oh, okay. Well, it was longer, wasn't it, at one time?
It was, and even more of a tongue twister. So.
Well,
but,
of course.
That's pretty common at NGOs.
Yes, it is. And then, of course, Bill was with the National Wildlife Federation, Vanishing Paradise before all that, and has been part of this show for I don't know how many years, and winning the Legend of the Outdoors the same year that I did. And we had to share the stage with some unknown people up there. I mean, like Michael Waddell and some other ones that got up there with us. But and we'll be back hopefully in August for the next class of the Legend of the Outdoors, and we will talk about that in a couple of weeks because we're going to have Philip Vanderpool on the show. We're going to wrap up the turkey season, and you talk about a season. I don't know, Bill, if you've heard what kind of season he had, but I think he had 6 or 8 kids kill their first turkey this year.
That's terrific.
With Philip and some other incidents that he had. So we're going to have him, and we're also going to have Gary Mason on to give us a lineup on the Legend of the Outdoor Hall of Fame coming up on August the 10th in Springfield, Missouri, and we'll be inducting our late comrade and brother by another mother, Ron Wong, will go into the Legends in August. And I know his sister's going to be there. All the Wongs will be. If all the Wongs in the world show up, we don't have a chance of getting in. I can tell you.
We won't get a ticket.
We won't get a ticket, but that'll be all right. Maybe a few Smiths might even show up. I don't know. But anyway, so it's going to be a great show today with Johnny. We're going to hook up with Johnny on our first segment right after this. And Johnny, again, it's always good to see you vertical, Johnny.
Thank you, Larry. It's good to be here, too.
Retired from the district attorney's office. How many years?
I worked for the DA's office for 32 years.
Wow, 32 years. And, of course, Dale's background is conservation. It's always been conservation, right, Dale?
Well, they pretty much, parks and recreation. So
yeah,
they go hand in hand.
But he took a long time to decide what he really wanted to do in life. And we'll talk about that because he hadn't really decided yet. He hadn't grown up yet. But when I know he's 90 and I'm 82, I think we broke the record today for the oldest couple in the studio. Now, I don't know if it doesn't include Shelby or, of course, young pup over there. Johnny.
Oh, I feel like a puppy here. Right?
Yeah, you come around us, you do. We get Cooksey in the studio. It might make it even better after that. But anyway, let's take our first break of the morning. Shelby's holding up 2 fingers. I don't know what that means, but we've got to get out of here. Let's take a break, come right back, and we're going to talk why heck.
Why heck? Why not?
Why not? On Outdoors with Larry Ray. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. Good Saturday morning to all you folks in Brownsville from 6 to 7:30 on AM 79. On AM 1520 and 95.3 FM, of course, in Jackson on News Talk 101.5 from 6:30 to 8, and right here in Memphis, Tennessee, on AM 790 every Saturday morning from 9 to 10:30. They have no excuse for sleeping late when you get Outdoors with Larry Ray in the Memphis area. And there's something going on. Let's start this June 14th show we got today. I mean, it feels like it. That's what we're talking about, June 14th. Johnny McFarland.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about what's going to happen. It is the Tennessee Youth Hunter Education Challenge. And, of course, it's a place that Bill's heard of, and I know I've heard of, our good friends, the Payne Quail Farm in Arlington. Mm-hmm. So talk about why heck. I know this is a really great event for kids.
Larry, we've been doing this over 10 years now.
Oh, really?
And
okay.
You remember when we had it, we've had a couple of locations. Now we're doing it at a Payne Quail Farm.
Yes.
And what it is, it's a for the kids that have gotten their hunter safety certificate.
Okay.
It's a chance for them to go out and implement what they learned. If they really haven't done much hunting, it's a great chance for them to learn and to compete.
Okay.
We give some prizes out for the winners.
There's some competition here.
It's a competition, but it's also a learning event.
Okay.
Young people 10 to 18 years old, they're going to do rifle. They're going to do archery. They're going to do some shotgun. Gene Smith is going to help them with wildlife identification.
Yep.
Randy McCormack is going to help them with using a compass on orienteering.
There you go, Dale.
And I will say,
you ever used a compass before, Dale? You ever used a compass before, Dale?
Well, yeah, quite a bit on the trails.
I thought you might have been there when it was invented. You know.
Well, we show that compass to a lot of the kids, and they look at it, and you say, "What is that?" They go, "It's a compass."
Yeah.
Do you know what to do with it? They just look at you.
They don't.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I know what to do with it, and I've used it a lot of times, too.
And Cooksey has too. He said yes. I heard him say that.
We give them a written test on hunter safety.
Okay, got hunter safety.
And we've got our version of Hogan's Alley, which is a shoot, no shoot.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it's not only you and I have talked about this over the years, and not only is it fun to say, it's a lot of fun to be there. And like I say, I hope you can come out and give some prizes to the kids. We'd love to have Dale come out.
He's going to be busy on that day.
And talk
That's
to
his
the kids.
birthday.
Well, we'll have a cake for him.
I bet he's going to have a cake. It's probably going to be a big cake.
It's going to have to be a big cake.
Yeah. But now it's
We're
sponsored
having
by
a 3-day celebration in my house. I don't think I'll
3-day
be going
celebration.
anywhere.
Don't get anywhere near his neighborhood. So it's the NRA, our good friends at the
It's
NRA.
an NRA event, and we couldn't do this without the Friends of the NRA. Every
Yes.
time you see one of those banquets,
Mike Glenn and all those people.
Mike Webb helps
Mike
finance.
Webb, excuse me,
helps
Mike.
finance this.
Yeah, Mike Webb.
And
yeah.
without the good people at the TWRA
yeah.
bringing out manpower and equipment, we could not do it without them.
And, of course, your chapter.
And the Quail Forever folks.
Yeah.
And our volunteers. It's not limited to Shelby County.
Okay.
It's just limited to age 10 to 18. We've had people drive up from Savannah, Tennessee, and Jackson, Tennessee.
Okay, yeah.
To be at this event. In the past, Ron Wong has come out and
Ron
helped,
has
of
done
course.
it, yeah.
Our good friend Ron, Peanut,
Yeah.
Gene Smith, Andy Tweed has helped.
Yeah.
Everybody's come out and helped. And so, like you always like to say, one of your favorite things to say on one of these type of events is what, Larry?
That's right. What? It's
What's your
free.
favorite? Free, right.
It's free.
Well, I point out that it's not free.
It's not free to go to Dale's birthday. I bet he's charging probably, you know.
Well, he should. But like I say, it ain't free, but we don't charge to come to it.
There you go.
It's not free because a lot of people are putting a lot of time and
They are, aren't
money
they? Yeah.
into this event for young people.
How many kids do you hope?
We have a limit of 35.
Okay, so there's a few open.
We got about 10 spots left.
There you go, folks.
And
yeah.
I don't like empty spots.
No, and you have to be registered for this.
Got to pre-register.
Right.
The stuff's on your website.
Yeah.
And it'll be on midsouthquailforever.org.
And Miss Sherry Baskin.
They need to sign up with Sherry.
Yeah.
We got her phone number and her
That'll all be on
her email
LarryRay.com.
address on
LarryRay.com.
and on Mid South Quail Forever.
So now let me ask
.org.
Cooksey something. He's listening on this.
Yes,
Events like this, Bill, I classify them. They're coming right after the Free Fishing Day is on the 7th of June, the Bobby Wilson Free Fishing Day, when more kids will be out there maybe making their first cast. Event like this, Bill, how important it is to the shotgun sports things.
Well, kids have to be introduced.
Yes.
It's great when parents are doing it, but not every parent's in a position to, whether they don't, like the knowledge or the place to go, that sort of thing. So events like this at least get kids out there and get them exposed. And once that happens, a lot of good things can take place.
And I know Johnny.
Bill, that's right. We've had a lot of kids come out over the years that have never shot a rifle before.
Never.
That have never shot a shotgun before.
Yeah.
That have never shot a bow before.
Yeah.
And like I say, if they're not competitive, it's still a great learning opportunity.
And as you said in this thing, it's a chance that equipment-wise, will you have equipment, or they have to bring their
They
own?
don't need to bring anything but a pair of tennis shoes on their feet.
No, they go.
And
shotguns will all be there and everything.
and a cap to keep the sun out of their eyes.
There you go.
We'll have all the equipment they need right there. They don't need to bring a thing except a good attitude.
And the challenge in itself. You talk about competition now. How does that work? I mean,
that we score them.
You score them.
Yeah,
okay.
they get a score for the rifle, the shotgun, the archery.
Okay.
They get a score on the written test.
Okay. All right.
We give them we set them down in chairs
Orienteering,
and tables with a piece
hunter
of paper.
safety trail.
And the hunter safety shoot, no shoot program. And so they're going to get scored on all of that.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of, safe or unsafe situations, which they're going to be required to evaluate. Everything from crossing a fence with a firearm,
Yeah.
to when I would go hunting in this duck boat. Or am I missing safety gear in there?
And the Quail and the Payne Farm it's a first class place.
Justin Payne has been nothing but good to us.
Yeah.
When it comes to the youth hunt.
Yeah.
And this is our other big event of the year is the YHEC.
The YHEC.
And so we get to take 40, 50, 60 kids a year out. And we're always looking for other programs. If I had a scout troop call me today, we'd try and set them up for a nature walk or how to build wildlife, take them on a walk for wildlife habitat. We've got a place where we have a model habitat demonstration area,
right?
Where they can come out and we could show them where the different animals live, where how you
It's
quail
educational.
population can manage.
Educational, and let our listeners out there a little bit about your club, though. I think the Mid-South Quail
Thanks,
Forever.
Larry. I appreciate you bringing that up. We meet on the third Thursday.
Okay.
And right now we're meeting at Bass Pro Shop on out there at Macon and what is it, Macon and Sycamore View?
The existing Bass Pro Shop.
The old Pro Shop.
No, don't say that.
Don't say old.
Knock that out now. We don't want them to say old about anything. No, all the money's the same. But,
so you can say old to me if you want to.
Well, that is true. Well,
I'll just come back and show you what old is.
But you do have some new money, I know. You'll take new money, won't you, Dale?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
But we always welcome people to come out and visit us.
On the what? Say it again. Third Thursday. Did you
Third
say?
Thursday at 6:30.
Okay.
We have our meeting back in the employee conference room.
Okay.
Which
yeah.
is back behind the bathrooms.
Uh-huh.
And we have barbecues. A couple of weeks ago, we had a crawfish boil.
Oh, really?
And if you want to get involved with us and you want to know about this, all you have to do is check it on our website.
Yeah.
You can sign up for the newsletter.
Mid-South Quail Forever.
Costs nothing to sign up for the newsletter.
Okay.
And we're going to hit you up to get you to join Quail Forever.
Yeah. How much is that?
$35 a year.
$35 a year.
Great program, and you're supporting, like I say, restoring wildlife habitat for not just quail.
Yeah.
Anything that benefits quail benefits all other wildlife up the food chain.
What about that, Bill Cooksey?
I agree. Absolutely. Had a big conversation in a meeting about that yesterday.
Really? Yeah.
Quail, turkeys, deer, all of our rabbits,
Yeah.
all of our upland game.
Yeah.
If it benefits a quail, it benefits every one of them. And on to pollinators and songbirds.
And the songbirds, right? Meadowlarks.
Everything. You go to Ames Plantation right now. What is it? Tall Timbers or what are they?
Tall Timbers is working out there now.
Yeah, that's a big deal. I know you guys are involved in a lot of that because of your love for quail and
yes, sir.
And whatever it might be for us birds. But again, folks, that is June the 14th. The Tennessee Youth Hunter Education Challenge at the Payne Quail Farm in Arlington. It's a program of the National Rifle Association, NRA Friends.
And TWRA.
And TWRA, and hosted by the Mid-South Quail Forever.
And we want to fill it up with kids.
Fill them up with kids ages 10 through 18, and hope to have 35 kids as they can. You can go to the Mid-South Quail Forever webpage, or you can go to LarryRay.com. We've got it all posted there. Shooting events and archery, rifle, shotgun, wildlife identification, hunter safety trail. I need to get on that. Orienteering, and a written exam. I'll be pretty good till we got down to a written exam.
And Larry, don't worry about getting hungry.
Oh, there will be food.
We're going to feed them. We'll feed them hot dogs, hamburgers, whatever we come up with, beans and Franks. I don't know. But you come out there, and by golly, you won't leave hungry.
And the time on that again, Johnny?
The time,
yeah,
June 14. We'll probably Sherry will tell us what time we start, but it'll probably be about 7:30 in the morning.
Okay.
Want to get started early because it's going to be warm.
It's going to be warm anyway. Thank you, Johnny McFarland,
Larry,
for coming in, buddy, and finding the studio again. Sometimes in the dark, but he gets there. Let's take another break. Come right back, and he can't wait. He doesn't even have a note in front of him. He hasn't written down anything. He doesn't need any information. He is a walking encyclopedia. The gray-bearded adventurer himself, Dale Sanders, on Outdoors of Larry Ray. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. We talk outdoors every Saturday, roll into our 25th year on the air. So that means that Dale Sanders was just a pup 25 years ago. Let's see, Dale, that would make you 64. He hadn't even got Social Security yet, And when we started on this show, and you just kind of grown throughout the show. You've grown up on this show, I can tell everybody, because he'll be 90 on June the 14th. I'm 82, which means we're 171. We're not even figuring Johnny McFarland in this, because he's just a pup over there. And I know Cooksy's not, but I appreciate Bill Cooksy's wisdom as the co-host on this. And so let's talk to Dale. Bill, I know that he may be the most vocalized person on this show in 25 years that me and Bill and other ones have co-hosted and have got to know.
He's probably the one I've also sent information on to more people because I'll see somebody saying, "Hey, I'm thinking about canoeing the Mississippi River." So I'll go look this guy up.
Yeah, he has done that, and of course he's from Bartlett. I go to church in Bartlett. He used to go to my church. His wife is Miriam. My wife is Miriam. We spell them different a little bit, but no, we must have great wives to keep up with us. I know that for a fact because we'll let him talk about that later sometime. But June the 14th, he will turn 90. They're going to celebrate for 3 days. Have you told the Bartlett Police Department yet? They need to know that, Dale. I mean, that crowd you're going to have out there,
Shh, don't say anything. We'll be camping in the background.
They'll be camping in the background. Is there an age limit for your party? I just wondered on that,
Well, you have to be invited.
You got to be invited for it, but this is the year. Come September the 6th, Dale's at it again. He's going back to the Appalachian Trail to hike the trail in a year, right?
Yep.
You have 1 year to do that, which will again make him the oldest person to hike the male.
It's called a through hike. Yeah.
The through hike.
I've had that record before, and this will be get my record back.
Now, you did that in '87. When did you do that?
I did it at 82 years old 82? In 2017.
2017. So you'll be going from.
And it was a world record, but this year this is going to be a Guinness World Record as well.
It will be, and when you hear about this, Bill Cooksey, I mean, a man of this age. And you watch him on video, there ain't no way he's going to be 90. He acts like he's 9. No. He's got all these dances he does and all these different kind of things. And this is not Superman. I can tell you that for a fact. He's not even the original Superman, but he's something, right, Bill?
Oh, amen. Amen. I mean, I'm 57, and I'll watch him and think, no way.
No way. No.
No way.
But and you've had all these people watch his video. Go to his website, The Graybeard Adventurer. See the videos, the most recent one. It's a wonderful video about the documentary that they're putting together, Lord willing, and people in the Creek Don't Run Drive, and people join on this bandwagon for this amazing man to put together the video, do what he's going to do. And I ask him every time he's in here, why?
Can I just to make it really simple? Just Google Graybeard Sanders.
Graybeard Sanders.
All that stuff you mentioned will be right there. You can find it.
It won't turn you out to a pro football player, will it? I mean, there's nobody out there like that. No. Okay, so why? Why do all this?
Why do all this?
I know it's not an original question, but.
When I retired from Parks and Recreation in 2002, I was working for the Navy. Most of my career was in Parks and Rec, was with the Navy.
Yeah.
I just knew I had to go out and do something that would help with society and our problems. So I started working with the Wolf River Conservancy, cleaning up and taking care of the Wolf River. But after 12 years of doing that, I needed to move on. So I said, well, maybe if I paddle the Mississippi River and get an age record. I found out I was 80, 78 was the oldest person to ever do it. I said, maybe I could just influence some other people that there's still life after 80. And I did it. And it turned out to be quite successful.
And life after 90?
And then life after 90, yeah. And I to be honest with you,
this is going to be
one of the reasons I do it is to try to give people hope that there is life.
Yeah.
I realize that there are medical conditions you cannot get around, but
right.
I'm all lively and do those dances and things. It keeps my adrenaline flowing, and I believe if adrenaline is flowing, that helps ward off disease.
And so So how big are you? How tall are you?
I'm 5 foot. I used to be 5'6". I think I'm short, a little bit shorter than that
I think
now.
we get shorter. How much you weigh?
Well, I weighed this morning. I weighed 149.
And so what do you want to be come September the 6th?
149.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
I don't need to lose any more weight.
No, keep it at that. Prepare not only physically, but mentally.
Oh my gosh, mentally is the most important thing. And again, if I get out there and do a Rod Wellington victory dance, that keeps my mental attitude clean as well.
Yeah. Have you watched any of those videos to see what you do? I mean, it's.
Oh yeah.
Did you used to do that as a kid? Did you?
No, when I was a kid, no, none of that stuff when I was a kid.
I mean, you didn't dance and jump around.
No, there might be people out there that would say different, but not like what I'm doing now.
Well, let me ask you now. And you from Kentucky? What's the name of that place again?
I
have trouble.
You got me.
I got you going.
Lick'em Skillet.
No, Lick Skillet.
Lick Skillet. You got it right.
I got it. Lick Skillet, Kentucky. All right, Dad. What would your mom and dad think of Dale Sanders at the age of 90?
Oh, my dad was a lovely guy. I loved that man, and he would love it, and my mother would too. She was a guiding force in the family, and it just great people. I mean, our house was way back, and you couldn't even see another house where I grew up and lived. But it was a gathering place for the neighborhood. So that I look back, it almost makes me cry now thinking about.
Well, you should.
The growing up years.
You got brothers and sisters?
I got 2 sisters.
All right.
Yep.
Are they still living? I mean.
Yeah, both younger than me. My oldest sister, she's living in Nashville, and my youngest sister is retired and living on the shores of the Okeechobee.
Oh, okay. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it, Cooksey? I mean,
hey, I love that area. What side of the lake is she on?
What side of the lake is she on?
In Okeechobee itself, right? Just a little bit west.
A little bit west. Okay. All right.
Neat part of the country.
They keep up with him, Of course, he can't get life insurance. He's too old now, I imagine. But I mean, he's got these things. But the physical part of this, we've talked about the mental part, and we're going to spend 2 segments talking to this amazing man, because despite all he does, there's still a humble side to him. Now, he may not want to show it, but
I don't show it very often.
Yes, you do. Yeah, but you do. I mean, you know that people follow you. I don't know how many Facebook.
I'm blessed too by God that people.
That's what I mean. Yeah. How many people are on Facebook with you?
Well, right now I'm maxed out, but so we just created a new Facebook page.
Oh, so you did?
And you can join that and say, yes, like that. That's Graybeard, Team USA,
Graybeard,
Appalachian Trail.
And we're going to make a picture of this new hat he's got on, Bill, so you can. I'll make my picture with him, and everybody. Well, they won't look at me, that's for sure, because, just thinking that I just turned 82. Back in those days, why do you say turned? I am 82. When I was 12, I wanted to be, when I turned 15. When I turned this, now I'm just glad to turn,
Right. As long as you can turn over from front to back.
Yeah,
back
all
to
Cooksey's
front.
saying is right. I mean, he's in his 50s and running around with old people here. But, if you ask to tell people to describe Dale Sanders, Bill Cooksey, what would you say?
At this point, legendary.
Legendary. I like that. Yeah.
I don't know any other way to put it. Because, hiking the trail and canoeing the Mississippi aren't things that are on my bucket list. But when I watch him doing it, it's just an amazing thing. And it's inspirational.
It is inspirational. It's also perspirational for me, because I think I'm going to sweat watching him, because it is what it is. So now, June the 14th, turns 90. You're in preparation now for this big event on September the 6th, when you will go to Georgia, I'm assuming.
Well, actually, Harper's Ferry, we're starting at hiking south because of the storms.
Okay, go to Harper's Valley. So talk about preparation.
Well, preparation is, for me, of course, getting all the gear and everything ready, but let's face it, if I'm not physically ready, I can't be mentally ready either. So I'm out. What I'm doing is really taking care of and really concentrating on the physical aspect of walking 2,200 miles.
Wow.
So I'm training 3 days a week, and then pretty heavy, and then a couple of days a week doing stretching exercises.
And you've already been to some places. I know you've been in the woods.
I believe in doing if you're going to hike.
Yeah.
I believe that you need to hike as the exercise, and I get out and hike places that's harder if I can find them.
Yeah.
Than what I'm going to be doing on the actual trail.
And you can find them.
Well, they're hard too.
They might not want to be where I want to go, but they're going to be where he's going to go. Let's take a break and come back, because I want to talk about equipment, things like that, because you can be in the greatest shape, you can be mentally prepared, but you got to have equipment.
Yes.
To get you through it, and
it can't be on my back either. If I have to hike with a heavy backpack, we need to talk about that.
Yeah.
But a heavy backpack would put me out in no time at all.
We'll talk about that. It's a lot different from floating the Mississippi.
A lot difference.
And trying to get.
I can start paddling and do the Mississippi River without training. I can't do the Appalachian Trail without training.
Let's take a break. We'll be right back with Dale Sanders on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on this May 31st, and I featured a segment coming up right now. We don't normally do two segments on one guest, but I think Johnny McFarland will excuse us as we open another segment with our good friend Dale Sanders, the Gray Bear Adventurer, and Bill Cooksey sitting in as our co-host on the phone. And we've literally been spellbound when we listen to Dale. He makes it sound so put it together one step at a time about his trip coming up on September the 6th as he goes back to break the record for the oldest male. I guess there hadn't been a female older than that.
There's a female record. It's 82 now.
Okay, all right.
Record is.
All right, so he's going for the male record here at age 90. On June the 14th, he turns 90. So let's talk about the equipment, Dale. You mentioned that and what it pertains day to day. 2,000, how many miles is it?
2,200 miles.
Wow. All right, not 2,100 miles. It's 2,200 miles. And when you get to Maine, and that mountain gets tall.
Well, it's actually 2,192 miles.
Oh, okay, there it is.
I just add 8 miles to it.
Oh, you add 8 miles. Okay. Well, talk about equipment, Dale.
Equipment. Well,
you mentioned backpacks. You can't have all that.
Yeah, when I first started hiking, I carried everything on my back, and I was there's no way I can do that.
No,
So all the equipment I'm going to be using is pretty much going to be in the base camp on wheels.
Yes.
I'll carry a day pack with me. It has a little food and
emergency
snacks and
things you may
some
need.
water and a sleeping bag if I get stuck on the trail overnight.
Yeah.
And a tarp. But everything else is going to be in the truck. I've named Base Camp on Wheels, and it's an old 25-year-old Chevy, and I'm going to be using volunteer drivers to move that baby up trail. So it's right where it'll be waiting for me when I arrive.
So you've got a truck, 25-year-old truck.
25-year-old truck.
That's the age of my truck.
I put a camper on the back of it, and that's Base Camp on Wheels, baby.
That's the age of my truck. Mine's 25 years old, but I'm not going to Maine or any place with it, much less on a Appalachian Trail. But so you're going to base camp that. So you have volunteers that help you? I mean,
all these volunteers. Actually, the first team is going to stay with me 3 months.
3 months?
Volunteers, yeah. Team of 2.
Well, so you got to have some friends, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, to do this, because I know you have your River Angels.
Yeah, this is pretty much the same thing. Because, as a matter of fact, the River Angels term came from the trails, the big long trails, like the Appalachian Trail. They call them Trail Angels.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now, how do you hook up on the Guinness folks? How does that work?
Well, now that's a totally different story. The AT has never been approved before for a Guinness record. I
Never.
tried the last time to get it approved, and they disapproved it. But you got to get it approved in advance. So they said that we don't do age records, but then I went back and got the age per record for Mississippi approved.
Yeah.
And now they approved the one for the AT too. So it'll be not only an AT record, but it'll be a worldwide Guinness record. So I got to be able to do that. I got to do it.
You got to do it, don't you?
Got to do it.
And I know that you're documenting day by day.
Yeah.
How do you do?
We're trying to get footage, good quality video footage every day, and some of that's got to go to Guinness for documentation purposes. But I will have Spot with me.
You will have Spot
Tracker will
with
be right with me.
Spot Tracker. That's not his dog, folks.
No, Spot Tracker. It'll be there, and it'll be tracking my.
So we'll be able to keep up with you, like we have.
I send that to Guinness.
Okay, you'll send it, but we can keep up with you as we're
Oh
going.
yeah, you'll be able to share my spot. Be right on my Facebook page, and you can see exactly where I am within. It's going to ping every 5 minutes, so you'll know where I am every 5 minutes every day.
Well, talk about the friends you've made, Dale. I mean, you have got friends all over the world, not just in Collierville or Bartlett.
Oh man, that's right. I love my friends from all over the world. This past summer, I know I went to England and just north of London, and did three speeches last year.
Amazing. Is that amazing?
At a place called the Yestable.
The Yestable.
That was a festival called the Yestable. Yes, sir.
And you gave speeches.
Three speeches out
they
there.
Understand
man,
you? I mean, they understand you. Okay, you talk.
So. They talk. They don't talk English over there.
Oh, well,
we talk English.
We do.
Yeah.
Not from Kentucky. I mean, you got to watch what you say.
English is not.
Well, again, we're talking to Dale Sanders, the gray-bearded adventurer, and somebody asked me to say, well, how did he get that name?
Well, the guy took me to England to speak.
Yeah.
He texted me one day about in 2014, I think it was, and said, Dale, you are an old gray-bearded adventurer. And I said, that's it. I'm the graybeard.
And so that's the way it.
So that's become my trail name, my river name, and.
Have you got that solidified that no one else can have that? Is that?
No, I don't have it copyrighted, but I have my team. I
can.
have my team name copyrighted.
That's what's with the hand. Well, I know Dale, the graybeard adventurer, and it fits it perfectly. I did notice. Is this it? I mean, is this?
Well, I said that every time, but
you have said that every time, but I saw it on your video again.
I think that probably I will do something a little different than trying to break his age records after the AT. But we'll see.
I think you need to go to as many nursing homes as you possibly can and break the record for most people.
That's a good idea.
For the first person that's gone to
if I could spread the word and show
I will
people
help
that
you.
they can have hope.
I'll be glad to do that because my wife she plays the piano every Friday at an assisted living place, and they don't know most music, but they know her songs, and it's just something about it, Dale, that I think that you're an inspiration. Not only for young people like Cooksey, I guess I can call Cooksey young, and particularly Johnny Mack over, and Shelby for sure over here.
God willing, and if creeks don't rise, maybe I'll be around to do some of that type of work in the future.
I think that you've made a testimony on being healthy. So, how about sickness? How have you protected yourself? And been able to. What do you base your longevity on?
Well, yeah, of course you got to eat right. Everyone understands you have to eat. The older you get, the more important it is to
That's right.
You consume the right foods.
Yeah.
But I have three things. It's 3+1, I call it, and you have to find out how to live happy, and nobody can tell anybody how to do that. You got to figure that out on your own, and then you got to have a good quality spiritual life.
Yes.
And if you want to be really happy, you got to do that, and then stay active. And I'm not in the gym. I get outside, and then of course the food thing. What else can you do to ward off disease?
That's right. Yeah. And he's built a barn in his backyard. Not your everyday 8x10 barn.
8x10.
Even at
8 meters by 10 meters.
Yeah. But that's complete. He wanted to get that done. His house is a stopping point for all the river angels. I know that. And there's no telling how many texts or emails or reports he get on his Facebook page or his websites and things along that line.
I have this.
Yes.
I have the official Paddlers Wall of Fame at my house.
Yes. Yeah, do you hear that, folks? The official Paddlers Hall of Fame. Now, the only official Paddler Hall of Fame I got is a coach gave me a paddle
now this is not hall, it's wall of fame.
Okay. No, I got paddled, and that was my paddle to it. But I was on the White River recently. Cooksey knows this, and trout fishing, and I was watching that mighty river roll by, and I was watching the people fishing and enjoying it outside and everything like that, and I saw people of all ages. And so age is all a matter of what?
Age is a matter of it's attitude.
It is attitude. Yeah. Because when I get my annual physical, and yes, I do get one. Okay, it's not as in depth as it was, but I do get it like that. But it's a part of Dale Sanders, what I guess it would call his makeup.
There's one advantage of getting old. I don't have to have physicals. I don't have to have. Let me clarify that.
Yeah.
I don't have to have the.
No, I don't have that either. Okay, we can skip that one.
Well, because of that guy. I said why, and the doctor said because if you got colon cancer, you would never die of that. You're going to die of something else.
That's exactly right.
I don't have to have those things that we don't want to mention anymore.
My doctor says that to me too, as we do it like this. But. Okay, so people want to keep up with you now. How do they get involved in this trip with you? Maybe you got a couple of minutes here, Dale.
Yeah, go to graybeardadventure.com. The easiest way to get there is just Google Graybeard Sanders, and you can find my website, my Facebook page, and everything. And you can follow me on my timeline on my Facebook page. And we have there's also on. Some of the other social media.
But you got a new video out too. That's a really cool
video.
There's
a new little video, very short, little.
It was good.
2-minute video about fundraising. But right now it's you can see it, but we're not asking for funds right now because I'm still in limbo. I had a photographer going to hike with me, but I lost him and a videographer, and right now I haven't signed on with a new one yet. But we're working in. We're going to get somebody, and once we get that, we're going to reactivate that video. Woo.
Just keep up with it, Dale. Always a pleasure to have you here, Dale, and maybe next time you'll know how to get here again. Because I don't want you to get lost and end up someplace else.
I was taking a little nap here in the studio. It's too early in the morning for me, man.
All right, let's take a break and let Dale go home and take his nap. This is Outdoors with Larry Ray. We'll be right back, and we're going to talk a little turkey hunting. That's Dale.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, and we appreciate my man Dale Sanders, who will turn 90 on June the 14th, taking a break from his busy schedule, and I understand that they'll probably shut down the city for that birthday, but he is a character, and I told our next guest that she's following the rural record holder and all these different kind of things. And then Bill Cooksey is a good co-host that he always is. brought up one thing that Dale Sanders for sure has not done. And what'd you say, Bill?
Never shot a bear.
He's never shot a bear. Okay, there he goes. And so we have the person who has done that and a lot of other things. And one of our favorite folks, she is Linda Powell. She is the Director of Media Relations for our good friends at Mossberg. Good Saturday morning, Linda.
Good morning to both of you, Larry and Bill. I'm glad to be with you this morning.
Well, thank you. I know it's kind of hard to tweak down Linda because she does a lot of traveling. She is a busy lady, but at the same time, I wanted to kind of get with Linda after the turkey season, and we're going to kind of wrap up that season, Bill, on next week's show. But we're also going to pay a little tribute to somebody that we all know and what an influence he was, and that is the late Mr. Robertson, Phil Robertson, and we'll do that on next week's show. And I know, Linda, you dealt with Phil. We've all dealt with Phil, and in fact,
yes, sir.
In fact, I dealt with him back in 2012 at a church here in Memphis, and they were going to pay him $345, and he said he didn't want no money. So I don't know what it might have been to get him last year, but not. But let's talk, Linda, about what's going on. You guys have come out earlier this year with a whole set of what I thought was amazing firearms, and particularly one that stood out with me, and I was happy when I got it was almost like getting a call from the president, or an email, and she realized that my strength isn't what it was. I just turned 82 last week, and she knows how much I love hunting, and particularly turkey hunting and things along that line. And she said, Larry, you need to get you a lighter weight turkey gun. Woo! I tell you what, I didn't have a chance to turkey hunt with, but I carried it around my house a whole lot. My wife was wondering what was going on, but I was involved in getting a shotgun. But talk about the year of the shotgun, Linda, from Mossberg.
Oh, my goodness. It's true. And when you talk about turkey guns, they have just been hot the last few years. And that's due a lot to the advancement in shot shells, the technology there with TSS, tungsten, and other loads. And I think we've all found now 12 gauge is great, but it's not required anymore for turkey hunting.
No.
We're seeing the growth and popularity of the smaller gauges, even down to the 410. And I personally have spent the last couple of years shooting the 20, the 28, the 410.
Yeah.
And I made the mistake this year of going back to the 12 gauge with the TSS load. And I said to myself after I shot it at the bench, what am I doing?
What are you doing? Yeah. Well, I know that because it's Cooksey was my.
It's like a 375 H&H on a whitetail.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, when Linda said, which one of these would you like? And I was like a kid in the candy shop and trying to pick one out. And Mr. Cooksey was one of the persons that I went to. I said, Bill, what do you think about all these? And of course, I ended up with the S8, the 20 Tactical Turkey 22 VR with the green leaf on it, and it's different. Not only just the look at it and the way it looks, but also the feel of it and things. But for me, it was love at first sight. I don't know how you guys can do it, but. And you had so many choices. That's what kind of threw me. That's not good, Linda. Okay, that's not good.
I have the advantage though. I get to play with all of them, and ultimately I've come back to where I believe the 20 gauge is the choice for me.
Yeah.
Although I'm very impressed with the 28 gauge as well.
Yeah.
But it's lighter weight.
6.5 pounds, Linda. 6.5 pounds.
Yes.
And Cooksey, he understood that from me. Because when you're using. I don't know what my 12 gauge, I'm not going to say the name of it, but it's twice that, it feels like to me. I always thought 12 gauge meant 1 pound for each gauge, but.
Larry, I think I told you in about 07, you're overgunning yourself.
Yes.
And it's gotten, as Linda said, things have changed so much since that time.
Yeah.
I'm still carrying a 20 most of the time, but then I have a little 410 Mossberg that I've shot a turkey with each of the last few years. And, man, carrying that sucker around in the woods is pleasant.
Well, and then you mentioned you've got the tactical turkey. That's
Yes.
also known as a pistol grip.
Yes, it does.
And I think that's a real advantage for people, too. You know, you get in a setup, maybe you have to sit for a while waiting for that
That's what
kinda
I
wary
do. Yeah.
bird to come in.
Yeah.
And it's so much easier to control it with that pistol grip, too.
Well, I think, my days of running, gunning are just about over. In fact, I just talked to a gentleman this morning, earlier before the show, and he said, Larry, we need to get you up in Missouri to kill one of these turkeys up here. And I told him about my shotgun and said, man, you need to get up here next year. And I said, well, go for it, buddy. I'm just sit me next to a tree and start calling. I won't go nowhere, you know. But and that's what we've got to. But you guys came out. How many new guns? I mean, I don't think I've ever got a press release with 7 pictures of shotguns before.
Yeah, you know, quite extensive. You know, some on the hunting side, some on the personal defense tactical side.
Yeah,
I mean, there's no question that Mossberg is known for shotguns. I mean, that's where
right.
kind of from the beginning.
Yeah.
But we've just such great advances. I've become just a huge fan of the 940 Pro.
Oh, yeah.
Which is our 12 gauge.
Yes.
And we have it in waterfowl and turkey versions, but we also have it in personal defense versions. And it's really become my go-to shotgun simply because of the adjustability and the features on that gun.
Yeah.
One of the biggest issues I have with most guns is length of pull is way too long for me, and so they're not comfortable to shoot.
Right.
And so with that 940, it adds that adjustability where I can take it all the way down to a 12-inch length of pull, or it'll go up to a 14.25 inch. And so it makes it versatile enough for you, me, or basically anybody to shoot.
And you agree with that, won't you, Bill?
Oh, absolutely. And I like a shorter length of pull in the turkey woods. You can sit in a much more, cramped position or an awkward position and still be able to handle the firearm.
Yeah.
Compared to being in a duck blind where I want a little bit more of a length of pull. So that adjustability is great. And y'all's variety, I mean, when Larry was asking my thoughts and we kept going over shotguns, I think we came to 2 different places on what each of us would want.
We did.
It was based on the variety of guns you had offered, and that was terrific.
Yeah, and that's what sets me, Mossberg, out with other ones out there, because the variety, the choices it might be. And then I started thinking, again, we're talking to Linda Powell. She is the media director for our good friends at Mossberg. And Linda, I can't have you on the show without the inspiration side of what you're doing. I mean, lady, you're really blessed, and you've blessed a lot of us through your career. She, of course, is the legend of the Outdoor Hall of Fame. Me and Bill went in together that one year, and my good friend Ron Wong will go in this year. Can't wait to bring in Springfield in August for that. But if anybody took a path, I hope you don't mind me asking, because you're an inspiration to a lot of people in this industry. You didn't take the normal path to get to be the Mossberg. I mean, you got a soap opera here, Linda. I mean,
well, I definitely didn't go the traditional route. You know, I did not grow up hunting and shooting.
No.
And I was in my later 30s when I actually just took a job at another firearms manufacturer. It was Remington at the time.
Yeah.
And I was hired as an administrative assistant. So, basically just to work every day in the office and work with the media. And lo and behold, after I'd been there about a year, some of the guys got me out shooting, and the next thing I know, I was hunting. And so in my career now, it's going to be 30 years next year.
Wow.
I've done things that I have never imagined. I mean, I wasn't much of an outdoor type girl growing up.
Yeah.
And I've been places and done things that I never could imagine. And when you said I am blessed, I truly am blessed. There's not a day that I don't get up that I'm not thankful for the life that I've been given, the opportunities. And I think the thing that means the most to me is the people in the outdoors.
Yeah.
I mean, our industry, anybody that's in the hunting and shooting, fishing world, are just good people. Yeah. And my best friends are now across the country and throughout the industry, and that's what I feel most blessed to be part of.
And you just spent some time in our area here, didn't you?
Not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago,
that's
I was
right.
at Real Food Lake.
Yes. Talk about that, because you were up there with Karen, and I don't know who's up there. There was a lot of folks, and it made and Cooksey, just bear with me here. If I break down and cry or whatever it might be, only got a couple of minutes here, but who should I get a call from? I'm laying on the couch, pity-patting. I said, I'm going to be 82 years old. I could even get the turkey hunt this year. And I get a call, and guess where it's from? Reelfoot Lake. Billy Blakely, Gary Mason, and these female giggling in the background. and they're just calling to say, how you doing, Larry? And that's just this industry, Linda. And I wanted to thank you guys, you girls, ladies, whatever, for what you mean to the industry, and particularly this old geezer here. So I wanted to close out this segment with a little teaser there, Linda, but golly, we don't know why we're here. Linda's still trying to get that kidney we're praying for you, Linda.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And but we stick together in this industry. And Cooksey, you know that, don't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So Linda, thank you for all you've done for me outdoors and over the years. And that one call, you don't know what that meant to me. And I look forward to seeing all y'all in Springfield in August, okay?
I'll be there, and I'll give you a big hug when I see you.
I want a big hug, Linda. All right, Linda Powell. Love you, girl. Thank you for being with us, okay? Have a great day.
Thank you, guys.
All
You
right.
too.
All right, let's take a break, and then we're going to come right back. Mr. Cooksey has got us a new guest on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we roll out the final segment on this week's show as we head into our 25th year on the air right here on AM 790 every Saturday morning from 9 to 10:30. And before we introduce this next guest, we have Mr. Johnny McFarland is still in the studio. And Johnny, we appreciate you being here with Mid-South Quail Forever.
Larry, thank
about
you.
Wyheck coming up on the 14th. But at the same time, somebody called in and wanted to make sure we announce this. And I don't want to mess this guy up because he's a good friend of ours, right? All right.
Hey, Larry, I did point out that a lot of our funding for the Wyheck comes from the Friends of the NRA.
Yes.
And the Friends of the NRA are going to have a banquet in Somerville on June 7th at 5 p.m. It'll be at the Venue, which is a new location next to the Food Ride in Somerville.
Okay.
At 16280 Highway 64.
Okay.
Tickets start at $35. You can get them at Mr. Cash Pawn. There's a couple of places at the Bank of Fayette County, the Fayette Falcon, or the friendsofnra.org.
That's right.
So come out there and spend some money and help support our Wyheck.
All right, that's next Saturday, June the 7th. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you, Johnny. All right, Johnny Mack. So let's roll into this last segment. Bill, I appreciate you setting this up. Why don't you introduce our next guest, because this is a sport that has exploded, no pun intended here, about
I'll do it, Larry, and it's timely with that Friends of the NRA thing because our scholastic trap teams around the state, as far as I know, all, but I'm sure most of them are still receiving a lot of help from Friends of the NRA.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
So at TWF, we have several different outreach programs like Hunters for the Hungry and the Hunting and Fishing Academy. But the one I had the most experience with prior to going to the Federation, and that made it kind of my favorite, is the Tennessee Scholastic Clay Target Program. And it's right now is at the high point of the season for them. And so we have Dillon Barnes on here today. He is the TNSCTP program manager. So, Dillon, thanks for being on. Tell us what's going on and how the season's been.
Yeah, Dillon, roll with it, buddy. What's going on?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I just thank you guys for this opportunity to give you an update this year on how our season is going. We have well over 1,800 athletes in the state of Tennessee.
1,800.
They have 1,800. That is correct.
Wow.
Yes, sir. And it's probably one of the safest sports that we can say.
Yeah.
With that to be said, we had our Triple Crown start off the season for us. They shot 200 American skeet targets,
All right.
200 American trap targets, and 200 sporting clay targets.
All right.
That was across 3 different venues for the state of Tennessee.
Yeah.
And that was all for a total of 600 targets. We're actually, this morning, Saturday, we are shooting trap, the trap section of our regional shoots. This kind of ramps us up for starting June 15th, our state shoot here at Nashville Gun Club.
Yes.
So we're currently in the process of shooting our regionals. But it's a very starting season for us. We're super excited to give these youth athletes an opportunity to shoot and grow, and obviously try to get them in the outdoors.
And Bill, you listening to this, and I know that's close to your heart, and appreciate you getting Dillon on with us. How many kids are we talking about here, Dillon? I mean, how many kids will be at the state?
We're talking 1,800 athletes. 1,800 athletes.
I thought you said that, but I wanted you to say it again.
Absolutely. We're actually over 6 days will be our state shoot.
Yeah.
So shooting different disciplines of the clay target world. That's about 60 to 70 teams.
Wow.
Probably, I'd say 32 to 3,300 between coaches and parents that come through the Nashville Gun Club for that week.
Amazing.
It's a great event.
And Bill, listen to those numbers right there. Tennessee is really a hotbed here, isn't it? I mean, aren't we one of the top in the nation for participation?
There's no doubt about it. I mean, I couldn't say if we're in the top 3, the top 5, but I guarantee well up into the top 10.
Yes.
But there's some other states that do a great job too. But Dillon and the program staff do a phenomenal job with RSCTP here in state. And hey, Dillon, I know that MSSA right now out of Memphis is where that regional's going. I don't know where the other regionals are from Nashville West.
Yeah.
If anybody wanted to go this weekend and watch.
What we got?
Yeah, absolutely. So that is the biggest thing with us having, 1,800 athletes. Region 1 is probably our largest region.
Okay.
That kind of starts once you get through New Johnsonville, that area, to Memphis. That's Region 1. And the thing is, with us having so many athletes, we actually have to satellite it.
Okay.
So Lone Oaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Lone Oaks down in Millington, which is one of our
I know that place.
places.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And there's other places, Carroll County and Huntington.
Yeah.
There's several satellites when it comes to Region 1, which is our West Tennessee region. Region 2 is shot right here at Nashville Gun Club. Region 3 and 4 are actually combined, but they're also satellited.
Okay.
Region 3 and 4 is shot in Greene County, and then they're also shot there in Crossville, Tennessee.
So what are we talking about ages-wise here? What are we talking about?
That's the awesome part of this sport. We start as low as third graders, pretty much when it's safe for them to handle a shotgun.
Yeah.
So third grade all the way up to collegiate. We're seeing multiple universities get on track with giving scholarship opportunities.
Yeah.
I was actually a scholarship athlete in college, so I know that very, very well.
Where?
So we're talking
where?
Bethel University down in West Tennessee.
Okay, you were a Wildcat. Okay, that's good.
I was, yes, sir.
All right. Cooksey didn't ask, but I did. I wanted to make sure. But let me ask Cooksey as you jump in on this, Bill. This and Dillon, I can tell the excitement in Dillon, and I understand why. This is a stepping stone to maybe more license holders, more participants, and all sorts of venues, right, Bill?
Look, every kid has to take hunter safety before they start shooting in SCTP. So they get the safety, they get exposed to at least the concept of hunting and not just shooting through that. And then through other programs we have, the Davis P. Rice Youth Hunt.
Oh, yeah.
Is a great example where for a long time, and now it's grown beyond it, but for a long time, almost all the kids there came in via the Scholastic Play Target program.
Yeah.
And I can remember kids who had never hunted who were on my teams, and the Thursday before that hunt, I would be out there giving them gear to them and their parents so they could go.
Really?
Because they didn't have anything to hunt with.
Yeah.
So kids who had their family had never had a gun, and even one who was anti-gun to hunting.
Yeah.
So it's a phenomenal program and an opening to get people into the outdoors.
Well, I got to ask Dillon, how do you get a third grader to shooting it? I mean, that's just, to me, the attention span is not there. I mean, talk about that teaching you. Because I know Johnny Mack's over there going crazy because he's got some third graders.
Well, Larry, I was going to say, we've had a lot of the Scholastic Clay Target kids come out and shoot in our youth hunt over the years.
There you go. So a third grader, Dillon?
Yes, sir. It's definitely something that, like Cooksey said, they've got to go through the Hunter Ed program.
Yeah.
So, we very teach our third graders more of safety than anything.
You go. Yeah.
And just try to get them in, a good fitting shotgun that's not going to beat them up for the season, and then really hit it hard for their 4th and 5th grade years to compete in their rookie division. That's the division that our elementary kids shoot in.
The rookie division. I know I've got friends, even I got friends that I go to church with whose grandkids are up in the Chicago area, and all of a sudden they're world-class shooters. And it's because, and I like your saying these are 1,800 athletes, because that's what they got to be, coordination-wise, mentally. It teaches patience, right, Bill? All the different things that coordination.
Yeah, there are all kinds of life lessons. And as far as athletes, I challenge anyone who hasn't done it to walk up to the front line at a trap house and shoot 4 rounds back to back to back to back.
Yeah,
the way these kids do, and it's going to beat the fire out of you. It is not.
I tell you what,
it's more physically demanding than people would imagine.
I tell you what, you've spurred my interest again, because we've had Kim Rohde on this show several times, the gold medalist, shotgun shooter, just got back from South America. I got to get her back on. Said the third graders are beating you out, Kim. You got to watch it here. So, but Dillon, thank you, buddy, for being with us on this Saturday morning. We'll stay in touch, and good luck this weekend, man. That's going to be busy.
Absolutely.
All right.
Greatly appreciate the opportunity.
All right, thanks, Dillon. All right. Dillon can go on. And, Bill, I appreciate you being with us during the show today. Let me tell you about next week's show, because it will be first Saturday, which means we will have Dave Gabbard and Gene Smith, and our guests will include Julie Hill of what's the name of that place again?
Arms Fair.
Arms Fair.
Arms Fair.
I can't get the words right, but
Almost
Julie,
behind the Walmart on
I know where it is
Parkway.
now. Yeah, it's a wonderful place, folks. Anyway, Julie will be on the show. Sam Dawson is going to be on to talk about Phil Robertson and how Phil was when he came to Trinity Baptist 13 years ago, and what he meant to the church then. And I want you to know, Mr. Sam, he makes duck calls, he makes turkey calls. Well, he's heading next week to East Tennessee to help rebuild churches, and also move into North Carolina to be one of the carpenters to help build tiny homes for people still affected by Hurricane Helene. That's pretty amazing anyway. Shelby, thank you for taking care of us. Bill, as always, thank you. You bailed us out again, as you usually do, buddy. All right?
Appreciate it, Larry.
All right, let's get on out of here. Johnny, thank you, buddy.
Hey, Larry, thank you.
All right, this is Larry Ray reminding you, do every week, it doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport. And what else? God bless the USA.